This is Grey Cup Game Plan here on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Mike Valente. What a great time this morning at the Red Blacks brunch, talking to Henry Burris and Rick Campbell, the head coach of the Red Blacks. If you're visiting from out of town here in Winnipeg, Blair Malistravich and I have a great feature coming up in just a few minutes called the Impromptu Visitor's Guide to Winnipeg, with plenty of locations around town for you to check out. But first, let's head out to Williams Lake for a great story about minor football.
There's a new sports team in town, and although some may think they're just young and small, the Sabercats are a force not to be messed with this year. But none of this would have been possible without their leader and coach.
Football was not just a sport for me. It was something that helped me through life. And, like I say, all through high school was pretty rough, but had my football coaches always helped me through. They told me, persevere, be tough. Well, we had a lot of young kids. I've seen them around the community. I've coached soccer a couple of years ago, and there's a lot of kids I know in the community, and I felt there's a big need for football in the community. It was something missing, and I think it was football. And it gives the kids an outlet and another sport to participate, if they're not good on ice hockey, skates, or if they're not into soccer. So it gives everybody just another sport to play.
With 27 years of experience under his belt, Coach Jonte not only recognized the important skills taught in football, but he was also able to experience firsthand how beneficial it could be to young students.
Our whole philosophy, we have discipline, respect, perseverance, and leadership, and those are the things that we stress for our team. So we concentrate on those four pillars, and like I say, we're trying to build the life skills that it will carry on through their lives, not just on a football field, but they should carry on in life. Respect people off the field, perseverance when they become adults, don't give up. So, and these are the things I tell them, because growing up, football was very tough. And when I became an adult, everything else was pretty easy because I had it so tough in football.
The Williams Lake Sabercats minor football team is for young athletes anywhere from age 7 to 9. But despite their young age, the team has been improving in strides, learning new techniques every practice.
It's basically calling all the plays and handing out the ball and making sure it gets where it's supposed to be. If Liam calls out Z reverse, then I would grab the ball like this and take it out and try to score a touchdown. My job is, if Liam calls 37, it's my job to get the ball and try to score a touchdown.
We don't have any more flower pickers. At the beginning of the year, we had a lot of kids picking flowers and playing in grass, and it's completely gone. They're focused, they're jumping where they're supposed to go, and as a team, coaching, I always set my standards very high. I told them, hey, even though we're a first-year team, our goal is to win a conference championship and go on to win a provincial championship. We're not going to be complacent saying we're just going to win one game. We want to win the whole thing. And if you set your bars high, they're going to have something to strive and achieve for.
And that's just one of Coach Jonte's successful teaching techniques. In fact, the football lover had to develop some unique coaching skills that cater to our aspiring Joe Montanas or Peyton Mannings.
Coaching high school and college football, I have to change my verbiage around when I'm talking to the kids. So you can be a little bit more aggressive in high school, but with these little guys, you have to change everything around. Like, for instance, I had one of my little guys, Mr. Pitsos, he was running around, he's like, hey, if you keep running around, if I see you at Walmart, I'm gonna go over there and give you a big hug. And he's like, oh, I want you to do that. I'm like, okay, line up. And so you have to really change it around and bring it down to their level where they can understand and still have fun, and where you're not too strict, but the discipline is there.
Very tough and firm, but he's also really good. When we first started doing football, he did a few foot games. He always helps to correct me if I make a mistake. Yeah, he's a really good coach.
But even with nearly 3 decades of experience, Coach Jonte never imagined he'd be helping his son follow his footsteps.
I tell you what, I didn't believe what my coaches told me, but it's very difficult to coach your own son. It's very difficult because your expectations are here, but you have to still bring it back and remind him, okay, he's just a kid. I know he knows a lot, but he's still just a kid. But it's fun and difficult at the same time.
He's awesome at the coaching, and if we get the plays wrong, then he helps us a lot.
Although starting up a brand new team has had its challenges and hurdles, Coach Jonte hopes everyone in the community can support the young athletes by attending the games and cheering them on. For Shaw TV, I'm Christina Zhang.
That one, I don't know if it was the last game or whatever, we got a fantastic pass, and he got a touchdown, and that won our game.
Joan Walsh remembers the days when Milt Stiegel and Charles Roberts electrified Winnipeg Blue Bombers fans.
Oh, yeah.
She was one of them. And for almost 60 years, Joan has been a rabid blue and gold supporter.
I don't know how I got started, but once I got started, I was in. And the Bombers were my number one. Football is number one. But no, that's my boomer. There's my boomer.
A season ticket holder since the 1980s, Joan still attends all the games and recalls the team's glory years well.
I never used to sit down like when I was at the game. I'd be sitting there and all of a sudden I'm up jumping around and everything. Then I'd sit down. Then they'd do something else, like that, and I'm up again.
And the 81-year-old is not afraid to show the rest of her Transcona neighborhood her passion.
The fantastic Transcona neighbors said, your house needs a painting. Okay, what color would you like? So, blue and gold. Right from the start, blue and gold.
While we interviewed Joan, little did she know that a surprise was on the way. Shaw was bringing the Grey Cup to her house, and she had no idea.
And we have a special treat for you. Mrs. Walsh, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Jeff McWhinney. I'm with the Canadian Football Hall of Fame.
Okay.
On behalf of Jeffrey Orridge, our commissioner, and our executive director, Mr. Mark DeNoble.
Okay.
Thank you for being part of our league.
Oh, you're welcome.
I was honored to present to you the Chalice of Champions, the Grey Cup.
You're going to give that to me?
I'm going to present to you right now so you can have some time with it. What's your favorite Grey Cup moment?
Oh my God.
This is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Like it. There we go.
I love hugs. Ah.
You'll see Chris Walby on there.
Oh yeah, Walby. Okay, wow. Yeah, Chris Walby. Yeah.
I would like to present you with the Grey Cup trophy.
Oh, thank you.
To remember this day. This is your Grey Cup moment, dear.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And now that Jones had her Grey Cup moment, she'll attend the game on November 29th in Winnipeg, and then will eagerly await the next time her Bombers hit the field.
I always wait once they're out for the season. I can't wait for the next season to come along. Oh yeah, my Bombers never give up.
For Shaw TV, I'm Kevin Hirschfield.
I'm Blair Malstravich.
And I'm Mike Valente.
And this is Shaw TV's impromptu tourist guide for
Winnipeg.
Now we have Mike Valente here because he's only been in Winnipeg for a few months,
Right.
and he needs to see the sights.
I do.
So I am taking him to everything that is iconically Winnipeg. Where we're gonna stop next, Mike, is called The Forks.
Ooh, can I take this one? Do you mind? It's one of the few I know.
Yeah, fine.
The Forks is in downtown Winnipeg. It's a historic site, also a green space, and basically it's where the two rivers in Winnipeg connect, the Red River and the Assiniboine River. I believe the term is confluence. That's how they connect.
Wow,
Thank you so much.
that was very educational.
I feel like even people from other provinces would kind of know about the Forks. Maybe they've heard of it. But it's also, and they also have the Forks Market, by the way.
Yeah, there's great shopping in there.
Lots of great food you can buy for lunch.
Oh, the food is so good.
Yeah.
But I just love food.
Right.
The Children's Museum is a really great place, obviously, to take your kids.
Right.
There's a lot of hands-on activities the kids can do. They can learn about a lot of things that are really important in Manitoba when it comes to some of the industries.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's bright and colorful, and the architecture is amazing, and it looks just ideal for kids to have a great time. All right, so from here, Mike, since you knew everything about the Forks, apparently, I'm going to take you over the Provencher Bridge. This is a really cool modern bridge that connects downtown Winnipeg to St. Boniface.
That's right. A francophone community, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much.
I think it's awesome because it looks like something that's from Star Wars.
The bridge itself or the city?
The bridge itself, not the francophone community. That doesn't look anything like Star Wars.
I'm sorry I misspoke. St. Boniface really is the French Quarter of the Winnipeg area.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's a lot of great shops, some great coffee places. There's some restaurants over there that I love. You know, just the community in general is just, it's so welcoming. The cathedral is over there as well. That's another little bit of Winnipeg history.
Cool.
Well, I think that's more than enough for this segment, but with so much to see and do, we'll be back with a few more next time.
Special thanks to this episode's Manitoba-made party time snack, Gorp Energy Bars.
The 1912 Grey Cup game between Hamilton and Toronto was delayed for an hour after they ran out of footballs.
Okay, what can I get you today? Regular chicken shell a little bit?
Pleased to be joined now by Auggie Khan. Auggie, you played 6 seasons here in Winnipeg. What are your greatest memories of being a Blue Bomber?
Greatest memories were unfortunately losing 2 Grey Cups. All-Star in 2006, my first year here, and I would say the Miracle at Commonwealth were probably my top memories.
Do you find now that you have a lot more appreciation of the little things that football offered you? Because I think a lot of guys miss that camaraderie between the guys, you know, working in the weight room, road trips, that kind of thing. Do you miss that more so than the action on the field, perhaps?
Yeah, I think I miss the whole game, I'd say. I miss the playing in front of the fans. I miss the locker room. I miss the excitement of, you know, going one-on-one with the guy. The camaraderie was definitely the biggest part of it, right? Being in the locker room, going to the gym at 7 a.m., doing physio, working out, having lunch, going to practice, having dinner, and going out again. It's a completely different lifestyle change when you're done playing football. I do miss a lot of aspects of it, and definitely that was a big part of it.
Many people would consider football to be the ultimate team sport, whether it was on or off the field. What was your approach to the game?
The team aspect of it, playing on the offensive line, I think was more crucial or integral to the whole team concept. I mean, the 5 of us had to play together. We had to think together. We had to do everything together. We came away a couple years with the fewest sacks in the CFL. That was because we were such a tight-knit group of guys. And I found the better we got along, the better we played on the field.
You were born and raised in Ottawa. I remember in your retirement speech, you mentioned that when Ottawa drafted you in that first round, no one cared at all that you were playing football. Here in this city in Winnipeg, completely different story. They embraced you, you embraced them. What has it been about Winnipeg that's been so special to you?
I think the biggest thing is the fans. You know, it's a small city, big town. You know, I was one of the few East Indian, 6'4", 300-pound guys walking around. But the fans right away took to me and I took to them. Fans are still coming up to me, thanking me for the years of playing. And I kind of joke with them saying, no, come on, really? And they're like, no, Auggie, from, you know, 07 or 08 or 09 or the Grey Cup in 11. It means a lot to me. I think the relationship I had with the fans here was really, really special to me. That's one of the biggest takeaways I take. Rider fans are allowed in here, but it's a good thing they can't count. So we charge them like 20 or 30 bucks a wrap. So works out good for me. They get good food, I charge them more money.
So how long after you retired did you decide to start up your own business, and how did you come to that decision?
Well, the decision came, I guess in 2011 was our Grey Cup year. I started thinking about it probably around 2010. I knew my time was coming to an end. So I started thinking, what can I do post-football? Post-football, I really had to come up with a plan. Unfortunately, in 2011, you know, Paul Lapalisse and Joe Mack decided to let me go. And at that time was kind of, I believe everything happens for a reason. I was let go, signed a lease 2 weeks later, restaurant started construction. It was like, you know, one of those things that was just meant to be.
What would be a piece of advice you'd give to a youngster now entering the CFL these days?
One thing is cherish every moment, because you never know when it's going to be taken from you, through injury, through old age, through some young guy coming in. The next thing I would say is give back. Give back to the community, because the community will give you back tenfold what you give them. I did 1 appearance, I had 10 fans thank me. I did 2 appearances, 20. You know, I did 100 appearances, I had thousands of fans thanking me over the years and years of just giving back. And I gave back because it was the right thing to do. So give back and you'll enjoy it that much more. And what would you like?
This is Grey Cup Game Plan here on Shaw TV. Once again here at the U of W in the heart of the Grey Cup Festival, but there's things going on all across the city of Winnipeg, so our Go Winnipeg team is all over it. Let's check in with them now.
Hi, I'm Blair Malstravich. It's the 103rd Grey Cup Festival, and this is the Bomber Breakfast.
People love the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and they like the support. They love to recognize the old players and the builders, guys like Paul Jones, the legacy of the football club. Dave Mudge, who had so many great seasons here. People want to see guys like Milt Stiegel and some of the players. I saw Bob Toogood running around. People just like coming out and supporting the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on the field and then off the field at these great events.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Mudge. It's amazing. Like, I had an absolute blast playing in Winnipeg, so the further recognition's unneeded. I had a great time anyways, but I am deeply honored by it.
Well, it's great because it brings us all together as a community. I mean, the Bombers and the Bomber organization has such a tradition in Winnipeg and a bright future. I know, you can't have the sweet without the sour, and we've had the sour for a few seasons, so it'll just be that much sweeter when we get into the playoffs and win the Grey Cup at some point.
Cold temperatures led to a rock-hard field in Toronto the week before the 1939 Grey Cup, prompting the grounds crew to pour 400 gallons of gas on the field and set it ablaze to soften it.
If you're looking for something to do during Grey Cup weekend, come on down to the University of Winnipeg. All the events are absolutely free. We have the MacDon Fan Experience Family Fun Zone, we have the Nissan Titan Street Fest, and we have the Shaw Activation Center just waiting for you. Let's go on inside and see what's happening.
This is the Shaw Road to the Grey Cup. When we signed on as partners with the CFL, we were really excited about the playoffs and really excited about what the road to the Grey Cup would look like. So we launched a program that includes 9 players from the league, player from each team, and we've been working with them all year long. And we wanted to come to Winnipeg and kind of give fans the insider experience. There's a locker room. People can be a global news reporter and they can interview any of the players. They can get their picture taken with all the players. Virtual reality takes you inside the locker room of the Blue Bombers, takes you through the tunnel onto the field. You can get a sense of really being a part of the game. You know, one of the things that we loved about this partnership with the league is our customers and our employees love it. They love the league. They really are passionate fans. They all from across the country are coming to Winnipeg this week to celebrate the Grey Cup, as they do in every city every year. And for Winnipeg and for Shaw, it's a really great fit because we're a great employer in the city, and we have lots of customers here, and we want to make sure that we are there where they care to be.
Yeah, this program is called BOX. It stands for Build Our Kids Success. It's part of a multi-sector partnership with the Public Health Agency of Canada. Reebok is the brand and the initiative behind the program, and the CFL. Well, we have a great relay race set up. They get to go over hurdles, through some hula hoops, around some cones, and through an agility ladder.
We call this the Canadian Armed Forces Grey Cup Challenge. And so obviously there's a 6-obstacle course, and then we've got a bunch of displays behind us. We've got the CF-18 cockpit, we've got a G-Wagon, we've got the cadet glider, and we've got our bomb disposal team. Loving hanging out with the kids today. The kids are so excited, and they're just fun to be outside of work and here playing with the kids.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Titan!
There you go. All right, so you know there's a lot of craziness happening here at the MacDon Fan Experience. They're open all weekend from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Everything is absolutely free. We are going to leave you now to the Street Festival, the Nissan Titan Street Festival, and the Catamounts.
Hi, I'm Blair Malstravich here at the RBC Convention Center for the 103rd Grey Cup Festival, and I'm talking to a very interesting collector. Ron, tell me about what it is that you love to collect.
I collect CFL pins mainly, but I also collect Hard Rock Cafe pins. When I travel, I go there.
So why do you think there's such a huge draw for CFL pins?
You know, it's something that people can bring home as a souvenir. It doesn't cost very much, it's very small, and it also is a way of supporting a team.
So what is it like to be around other pin collectors?
It's a lot of fun. I've made friends from all over the world.
What's some of your favorite ones?
Oh, well, that is one of them. It's very rare. It's the inaugural season for the Ottawa Renegades. I'm actually wearing one of my favorites. It's the 80th anniversary of the Bombers.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
How rare are some of these pins?
Well, some of them, like, for example, in years gone by, in the 60s and 70s, there were media pins. And you guys would have them, and we would do everything we could to try and get them off you. Only reporters had them. So those are really rare, and they're very valuable.
All right, well, I have brought some pins with me to trade. Does anything look like something you need?
I need them all.
You need them all?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I got a good collection. So how will we do a trade?
You pick whatever you want.
Whatever I want?
Whatever you want.
All right. So I think I'm going to pick this one right here.
Okay.
I love this one.
Okay, that's the BC one.
Back, if you remember, there was American teams in the CFL back in the mid-90s, and when they were folding, I thought, I better buy something to remember these teams by, and so I just wanted to get something small, so I bought a few pins. Threw them in a box and forgot about them. And then years later, I got married. My wife found this stuff and she said, well, get this stuff out of here. You don't need this stuff anymore. So I took it to a board at work, and then I started, with the advent of the internet, I started thinking, well, I'm missing a Montreal Concords pin, for example. So I went on the internet and found one, and then lo and behold, it just got out of control.
So what's out of control?
Well, as of today, I've got 1,323 pins. So, and hopefully by the end of the week, a lot more. So.
Nice. So what is it like when someone comes up to trade?
Well, it's kind of fun actually, because guys are wearing their stuff. You look around the Grey Cup Festival, you see people wearing their pins all over, and they find the opportunity to trade is kind of fun. So they tell stories about pins they've got, and I do the same. So this collection over here, if we pan over, these are kind of neat. These frame sets were produced back in the 80s, when I would say that pin collecting was really in its heyday. It's interesting to put sort of the history together based on some of these sets. So I found it's kind of fascinating.
Nice, great. Thanks for meeting us.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, Blair.
Awesome.
Cheerleading has definitely come a long way. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just a glimpse of the Blue Bomber cheer and dance team. I've got the team manager here, Jennifer, and I cannot say enough about these young people. They are simply amazing.
They truly are. They're such renowned athletes here in Winnipeg. I mean, they work really, really hard, and we're super proud of them.
Okay, so like I said, the introduction of the guys, of stunts, of acrobats, how long has that been?
The guys came on the team in 2012, so it's been 4 years. And we started to introduce gymnasts around the same time as well, both male and female.
And it's really changed the dynamic. So what kind of background do the guys have?
A mix. I mean, realistically, a lot of them didn't get into cheerleading until later in life. A lot of our girls started in early ages of gymnasts and cheerleading in high school. The guys came along in about their high school years or after. And we have gymnast backgrounds, we have some football backgrounds, and just some general interest in cheerleading that they started training, and some of them only have 1 to 2 years experience.
So today we just got a very quick rehearsal of, one of their first run-throughs of a very, very important routine, because it all culminates in a big event coming up on Saturday.
Cheer extravaganza, 12 to 2 at the Duckworth Center, University of Winnipeg. You'll have just an opportunity to see all 9 CFL cheer teams perform, and they perform approximately a 10-minute routine, which is unheard of in the cheer world. So that's dance and stunt, and that's all coming together. It's a free event, and so we want everyone to come out and support our team.
And we want to say congratulations to the choreographers too. They are Winnipeggers.
Oh yes, our choreographers are homegrown, and they're amazing. Props to Wayne and Brock and our coach Nick for the stunters. They really work really, really hard. I mean, they've been training 7 days a week to as early as 1 a.m.
Oh, insane.
Yeah.
And you know, the girls, the dance squad, they all come with such great dance background. Does the team vary every year, or do you have returning members?
We get some returning members. Some have been on the team for 4 years, but we do get an influx of rookies every year that come on, and they're just a breath of fresh air. You know, they're so excited and they work really, really hard, and so it's a good combination.
Yes, and now all this week, folks, the cheer and dance squad will be selling these great calendars, and all the proceeds go to support the team, right?
Yeah, they're 100% volunteer, and they raise all their own money to support their programs, from the junior cheer camps to their expenses related to the team, everything from uniforms and gear and shoes. I mean, it costs quite a bit to be a part of a CFL team, so the community support for buying these calendars, only $10, really goes a long way.
Oh, okay, and you know, all these teams coming from out of town, they have to raise money too for airfare and for accommodation.
Yeah, they do. All 9 CFL teams raise their own airfare, their own accommodations, their own food. They pay everything out of pocket. I mean, the clubs do support them in various ways for their basic needs, but everything above and beyond comes from those cheerleaders. So they'll all have calendars as some way of fundraising this week at the Grey Cup Festival.
Oh, well, we definitely want to support them and come out and see them on Saturday, because as we wrap things up, we happen to have the best squad in the country.
We do. We're the best in CFL, so let's hold on to that title, guys. Come on out and vote for them online.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jennifer. Go team, go. We still have more to cover on the Grey Cup here in the city and nationally. Don't go away, though. We have some special guests that will introduce the next story.
This is Grey Cup Game Plan here on Shaw TV. The festival's really ramping up. That will do it for today's episode, but make sure to follow us online at Shaw TV Winnipeg. That's our Twitter. You can find us on Facebook as well. We'll be sharing all of this content all weekend long, leading up to the 103rd Grey Cup this Sunday at Investors Group Field. We'll see you tomorrow.